Hi, I hope you're having a great day and I hope you had a great weekend. Well, today I want to talk about juicing. We get questions from all across the world about the benefits of juicing fruits and vegetables. And like for the longest time, I've said juicing fruits is a waste of your money and a waste of your health. Because when we break down a fruit, number one, we denature most of the proteins, the vitamins with the heat, and it becomes nothing but a glass of sugar, which impacts your blood sugar levels, your testosterone, and so much more. Now, for the longest time, we've also pushed vegetable juices and juicing of vegetables. Yes, no doubt it has its place, and certain people who are going through chemos, radiations, certain end of life cases, certain cases where the digestive system is so weak, or people going through pancreatitis or pancreatic cancers, where the body is unable to digest food in its whole form, we can use juices. But for everyone else, it's just become this health fad that we think it's no doubt convenient, but we think it's healthy. So you have this whole population doing this green juicing. Number one, I have no problem with it, but I have a problem with the amount of pesticides and poisons that people are ingesting in their kale juices, their spinach juices, all their greens, especially celery. You should know that celery is one of the plants that have the most pesticides and chemicals in it. Okay, and unless you're growing it yourself, or you know it's coming properly from a farm, number one, let's understand why I'm actually moving away from juicing right now and encouraging people to eat their fruits in the whole form and their vegetables in the whole form. Number one, there's a reason why we have teeth and there's a reason why we chew. When we chew, we produce digestive enzymes that helps us not just to break down the constituents and the nutrients from the fruits or the vegetables that we're eating, but our saliva also helps us stimulate stomach acid. So if there are pesticides or there are any poisons or any bacteria in the fruits, we're able to break it down in our stomach before it reaches our small intestine and gets absorbed into our bloodstream. So you see, there was a reason, and when we really go back and we follow the trails of evolution, okay, fruits and vegetables were eaten whole, or they were cooked, or they were boiled, or they were sauteed. Juicing is a new concept, and yes, it sounds really fancy, it looks really good on paper when you write down and break it down nutritionally, but we know that every single vitamin, every single protein, every single mineral is getting denatured. And what's worse is the fiber. We rely a lot on fiber that comes from fruits and vegetables for our gut health, our microbiome, to help us feel fuller for a longer period of time. Also to work with our large intestine, which is our colon, to feed the friendly bacteria. But in the juicing process, we've broken down all of this fiber. So we think we're doing something healthy for us, but we're not really doing that. Now, of course, a vegetable juice would be a better choice over, an aerated drink or some beverage which is stuffed with sugar. But I think we need to move away from this whole scenario of waking up in the morning and juicing, and in the afternoon and the night. It's not really adding any health benefits to us. And a lot of people use juices during cleanses and fasts. Now that I'm okay. Like I know a glass of carrot juice with a little bit of turmeric and black pepper is an excellent cleanser for the liver. I also know that beetroot juice is an excellent cleanser for the liver and the kidney as well. But we use these for days that we're cleansing, or we have small quantities of this. But this whole juicing fad where people are doing juice detoxes, where they juice for 3 or 4 days and they have nothing else, we need to understand we're not really adding any benefits to our system. When we want to detoxify, our human body already has 5 fabulous detox mechanisms: our lungs, liver, kidney, colon, and our skin. As long as these 5 mechanisms are working the right way, food is breaking down into nutrients the right way, getting absorbed into our system and supplying us with energy, and supplying the defense mechanisms with all the raw material they need to keep us clean. So we need to start moving away from juicing. And the second thing is, most people today suffer from acidity, bloating, and sometimes when we just stop them from juicing, the bloating disappears, the flatulence disappears, the gas disappears, because a lot of people cannot handle too much of fiber. So we put so much of fiber in these juices, which gets broken down, but your gut starts bloating up with gas and all of that stuff because it's too much of fiber. So too much of fiber can also cause gastric issues, and it can also cause IBS, Crohn's, colitis, and so many other things. So everything in balance, we can't go wrong when we follow the cycles of nature, which means if we get a fruit in its whole form and a vegetable in its whole form, we use our teeth to chew, generate saliva, mix with the vegetable, mix with the fruit, then we swallow it, it gets digested the right way at the right time, and assimilation of nutrients happen the right way. So like I said, certain people, juicing can benefit them. People who are on peg feeds, people who have tubes in them, people who have very weak digestive system. They're recovering from illness, post-surgery, all of that stuff. But making it a daily routine in your diet is really not adding any benefit to your health. So all of these smoothies, all of these things seem convenient, but you're not engaging your digestive enzymes, which breaks down carbohydrates, proteins, and fats, the three things that people are scared of, and that's why you start getting onto fat diets. But the more you chew, the better digestive system you have. So please understand that we shouldn't make juicing something permanent in our diet. You would rather have a couple of carrots, cucumbers, beetroots in its raw form. Chew it. It's good for you. It's good for your facial muscles as well. Today, most people don't even chew their food, and they come with problems of fat on the face, and their faces are not toned, and then they go in for all this face sculpting and all of these stuff. When you chew, today, for example, take a carrot, take a cucumber, and take a beetroot, cut it into bits and chew it. You will notice how much of facial muscle you use and your jaws to really break this down. And that's the beauty of the human body and nature. When we use it for us, everything works in a positive way. So your fruits, people giving their children fruit juices and all of that stuff, you're just feeding them up with sugar. It doesn't even if the bottle of juice has organic written on, it doesn't mean it's good for your child. It is still a glass of sugar. We need to get children to basically chew so that their teeth get stronger, their gums get stronger, and their pancreas actually start working to push out the right enzymes, which are only stimulated when saliva is mixed with the food and it hits our stomach the right way. So please make an informed decision about juicing, your smoothies, and all of that stuff. In fact, we prefer when you make concoctions, like you boil ginger, you boil spices, certain seeds, certain concoctions. That's really good because you extract the nutrients from these spices and seeds, which require heat and water at the same time. But eat your vegetables and eat your fruits as far as possible. And remember, some vegetables raw are hard to break down, and that's why you can make a soup out of them, you can saute them, you can steam them, you can boil them. They still do lose a little bit of nutritional value, but you don't bloat up and you don't basically pass out most of the nutrients because they're broken down with the heat from the cooking process. Have a great day, everyone. Have a great week ahead. Until next time, eat smart, move more, sleep right, and breathe deep.